In the last video, I showed you how to create a flight plan between Ottawa and Montreal using skyvector.com and simbrief.com. In this video, I will give you an overview of the Garmin Navigational System 530, and will teach you how to input a flight plan and select another airport in case of an emergency. From this point forward, we will refer to the GPS as the GNS 530. However, before we get started, you should note that there are two links posted in the description of this video. The first is an illustrated quick reference guide, while the second is the actual owner's manual. So let's get started. The GNS 530's main screen is divided into three page groups: Navigation, Waypoint, and Nearest. The bottom right corner of the screen indicates which page group is currently being displayed, the number of screens available, indicated by the square icons, and the current screen within that group, indicated by the highlighted square icon. As you've seen me do earlier, you can change between the page groups by turning the outer knob clockwise or counterclockwise, and the individual pages within that group by using the inner knob, turning it clockwise or counterclockwise. The first page group, Navigation, displays a look-ahead map with your current position at the bottom center of the screen. You can see that by our airplane here. The top of the page displays your desired track, ground track, and distance to the next waypoint. The bottom of the page indicates the ground speed and estimated time to the next waypoint. You can use the clear key to declutter the map display, providing 4 levels of map detail. So for example, if I was to zoom in to 10 nautical miles, you can see the map getting very busy. By pressing the clear key once, the waypoints will disappear. If I zoom into 35 nautical miles, you'll see that the navigational aid YOW is on the screen. If I press this clear key, that will disappear. And if I press the clear key a third time, all the airports disappear. Pressing it one final time brings me back to the default display. The range up and down keys change the look-ahead map range from 1 to 1500 nautical miles. So you can see I'm at 50, 100, and it keeps going all the way up to 1500. The second page group, Waypoint, provides information for the thousands of airports, VORs, NDBs, intersections, runways, frequencies, and procedures stored within the GPS. The third page group, Nearest, provides detailed information for the 9 nearest airports, VORs, NDBs, and intersections within 200 nautical miles of your current position. Now that you have seen each of the 3 page groups, you may be asking, is there a quick way to go back to the nav or home screen? Yes, simply press and hold the clear key until you return to the nav page group. The GNS 530 lets you create up to 20 different flight plans with up to 31 waypoints inside each plan. To access the flight plan page group, press the flight plan key. A blank flight plan appears on first launch with the first waypoint already filled with your departure airport. If this is not already filled in, you can press the cursor key to activate the cursor and use the inner and outer knobs to enter the identifier of the departure waypoint and then press enter. In this case, CYOW or Ottawa is already filled out as our departure airport, so I'm going to show you how to add another waypoint. First, turn the outer knob to select the place where the new waypoint should be added. If the cursor is not highlighted, we need to do that first. Press the cursor button to activate the cursor. Next, turn the outer knob clockwise to select the place where the new waypoint should be added. Note that if there's an existing waypoint highlighted, the new waypoint is placed before this waypoint. So let's go ahead and enter our flight plan from the previous video. CYOW is already filled in, so the next one is AVVON. So we'll use the inner knob and go clockwise, and it starts at the letter K. So we can go counterclockwise to go down a letter, or clockwise to go up a letter. So let's spell AVVON. Using the outer knob, we'll go clockwise to move to the right. We'll go clockwise on the outer knob again. And notice the last letter was already filled in for us, so all we have to do is press the Enter key. And then enter one more time to accept this waypoint. We now see on the screen Ottawa to AVVON. The distance is 28.1 nautical miles. So let's enter the next one, which is HABBS. Press enter and enter again. The next one is COMAU. And lastly, we enter in our destination airport, CYUL, for Montreal. Alright, we now have our flight plan entered. Ottawa to AVVON, to HABBS, to COMAU, to the airport itself, CYUL. Each one of these is the distance to that particular waypoint, and then the CUM, or the cumulative, is the actual total distance. So you can see I'm actually going to go a cumulative distance of 88 nautical miles. Alright, now I'm going to give you a few tips. You can delete a waypoint by selecting it with the cursor and pressing CLR. So if I select this waypoint and press CLR, I'll be giving the option to delete it. So we'll do that. I can also delete the entire flight plan by selecting the menu button, delete flight plan, and pressing enter. I can load a previously saved flight plan by removing the active cursor and using the inner wheel to go clockwise. You'll notice I already have the flight plan, and pressing enter. Now when I go back into my flight plan, it's all here again. And I can even save the flight plan by clicking menu, moving to the save flight plan, and pressing enter. So there's lots of tips that you can do with this particular system. In case you're wondering, these flight plans are saved within the X-Plane Output FMS Plans folder, so you can edit them, they're text files, and see how they look. There are also several flight planning tools available that will automatically create these files for you to put inside this folder so that you don't have to type all these things in manually like we just did. So let's imagine a scenario. You're flying from Ottawa to Montreal using our entered flight plan. Suddenly your engine fails and you need to make an emergency landing. How do you find the nearest airport? Well, that's simple. First, we want to go back to the nav or home screen by pressing and holding in the clear key. Next, we're going to use the outer knob to go clockwise to the nearest page group. We're going to press in the cursor to activate it and use the outer knob to select the closest airport. Once it's selected, all we have to do is press the Direct To key and then press Enter. And now my flight plan is going to take me directly to that particular waypoint. I hope you find this overview of the GNS 530 to be helpful, and start to read the owner's manual and quick reference guide posted in the description below to try even more things. Thanks for watching.